14 March 1941, 2:17 a.m., Bletchley Park, Buckinghamshire. Rain needles the darkness. Boots scrape gravel. Somewhere inside a drafty Victorian estate, a door slams shut, and the sound dies instantly, swallowed by thick brick walls. The air smells of hot oil, damp wool, and ozone. A machine starts to turn. Metal drums spin, faster now. Click, whir, click. Inside Hut 8, the lights are low and unforgiving. Shadows stretch across trestle tables, cluttered with cipher sheets, half-drunk mugs of cold tea, and pencils worn down to stubs. A Royal Navy signal intercept lies open, its letters meaningless, aggressive, mocking. Outside, the Atlantic is killing men by the hour. Alan Turing stands motionless, coat still on, tie loosened. His eyes don't blink. They don't need to. Every sound in the room is wrong or right. Every vibration matters. The bomb, taller than a man, heavier than a car, rattles like it wants to tear itself apart. If it stops too soon, they've failed. If it never stops, they've failed. A Wren operator watches the dials, knuckles white. Someone mutters a prayer. Someone else counts under their breath. Far from this room, German U-boats slide beneath black waves, their commanders confident, almost bored. Orders have already been sent, routes decided, convoys marked for death. Enigma has spoken, and Enigma does not make mistakes. The machine suddenly hesitates. The clicking changes rhythm. A pause, a sound no one has heard before. Turing steps forward. Not excitement, not yet, only focus. Because if this is what he thinks it is, if the logic holds, then the war has just leaned, almost imperceptibly, in a new direction. And if he's wrong?
The drums stop. Not silence, worse, a suspended breath, thick and electric. The bomb bay stands frozen, its final position locked in place like a verdict. The operator looks up, afraid to speak. This is the moment that has broken men before. Turing leans in. Fingers stained with graphite trace the output. Letters align. Not words yet, but structure. Possibility. A crack. "Hold it," he says quietly. Across the channel, the German Navy sleeps inside certainty. The Enigma machine sits on steel desks aboard U-boats and in concrete bunkers along the French coast. 3 rotors, a plug board, daily keys changed at midnight with ritual precision. Officers trusted like scripture. Grand Admiral Karl Dönitz has built an entire strategy on that faith. Wolfpacks are already moving. In Hut 8, reality is colder. A Naval Enigma setting is only useful if it's fast. Hours too late means another convoy erased, merchant sailors burned alive in oil-slicked water, screaming into the dark. There is no margin for intellectual beauty here, only results. A young cryptanalyst cross-checks the crib. Weather report, common phrasing, wetter Vorhersage. The letters begin to obey. Someone exhales sharply. Another chair scrapes back. But Turing doesn't smile. He sees the flaw. The Germans have changed procedure again. Extra indicators, tighter discipline. Yesterday's solution will not survive tomorrow. The bomb bay must run again, faster, smarter, relentless. Outside, dawn creeps in, gray and indifferent. A naval liaison officer bursts into the hut, rain-soaked, face hollow. A convoy has vanished west of Ireland, no distress call, just absence. The clock is still ticking, and the Atlantic does not wait for mathematics. Turing turns back to the machine. "Reset," he says. The drums begin to spin once more. Because if Enigma adapts, and it will, then this fragile victory will evaporate before anyone even knows it existed.
April 1941, the North Atlantic. Wind lashes steel decks as convoy HX-121 claws westward through mountainous seas. Merchant ships wallow in tight formation, their lights blacked out, crews half frozen and sleepless. Somewhere below the waves, Kapitänleutnant Heinrich Bleikrot listens through headphones, calm, precise. Bearings confirmed, targets locked. He transmits, short, clean, enciphered. At Bletchley Park, those signals arrive as noise, until they don't. Hut 8 is alive now, running on nerves and rationed sleep. The bomb bay roars day and night, its rotating drums hot to the touch. Operators rotate in shifts. Cryptanalysts argue, scribble, tear up pages, start again. Turing paces, shoes worn thin, mind racing faster than the machine. The Germans have introduced a fourth rotor for naval traffic, an elegant improvement, deadly. Overnight, weeks of progress collapse into darkness. A message comes in, 3 ships sunk, then 5. Oil burns on the surface like black fire. Men are in the water. There are no escorts close enough. In Hut 8, despair presses in. This is no longer about codes. It's about time. The Atlantic campaign is being lost hour by hour, mile by mile. If Enigma holds, Britain starves. Turing stops pacing. He sketches, not letters, logic, a conceptual leap. Instead of chasing messages, he redesigns the chase itself, a faster way to eliminate impossibilities, a more aggressive Bombay, risky, unproven, brilliant. Engineers protest. There isn't time, there isn't material, there isn't permission. Turing doesn't argue. He simply says, then we build it anyway. That night, while U-boats reload torpedoes in the dark, a new kind of weapon is born, one that makes no sound, fires no shell, and kills certainty itself. But if it fails, the Atlantic will finish bleeding before anyone can stop it. May 1941, Bletchley Park. The new bomb doesn't look heroic. It hums, it rattles, it smells of overheated wiring and fresh sawdust. Its logic is unforgiving. Where a human mind hesitates, it does not. Where doubt creeps in, it accelerates. This machine is not searching for answers. It is eliminating lies. Turing stands beside it, sleeves rolled up, tie gone, hair uncombed. He speaks to engineers in fragments, rotor paths, contradictions, probability collapses. What he is building has no precedent. Not a calculator, not a cipher clerk, something else entirely. A mind without doubt. Then the war intervenes. On May 9th, HMS Bulldog forces U-110 to the surface. Gunfire cracks, German sailors abandon ship, and before the sea can swallow her, British boarding parties scramble below decks. What they find changes everything. Code books, key sheets, rotor settings. They reach Bletchley under armed guard, sealed, whispered about, never spoken aloud. Hut 8 works in silence so complete it feels religious. Turing barely sleeps. The bomb is rewired. Cribs align with captured truth. Then, breakthrough. The machine stops. Not randomly, decisively. The letters resolve into meaning. Grid squares, times, orders. Wolfpack positions. A naval officer reads the translation, voice low, almost shaking. This is not intelligence, this is foresight. Convoys are rerouted before the trap closes. Destroyers arrive where no U-boat expects them. Depth charges fall on empty water, then on steel hulls. But no celebrations are allowed, because to save this secret, they must let some ships die, let some men drown. If the Germans suspect Enigma is broken, they will change everything. Victory now comes with a price no one here can escape, and Turing understands it before anyone else.
June 19th, 1941, Bletchley Park. No flags are raised, no announcements made. The war turns without ceremony. Inside Hut 8, chalkboards are erased and filled again, hands moving with mechanical precision. The bomb runs continuously now, its rhythm as familiar as breathing. Intercepts arrive, solutions follow. Convoys begin to survive more often than they vanish. The Atlantic does not grow quiet, but it changes tone. U-boat commanders grow uneasy, attacks miss their prey, escorts arrive too quickly, wolfpacks scatter into shadows that no longer protect them. Donuts demands explanations. Engineers inspect Enigma machines and find nothing wrong. The math is perfect. That is the cruelty of it. At Bletchley, Turing watches the numbers climb, ships saved, tonnage spared, while the cost remains invisible and unspoken. He understands that this is not a triumph of genius alone. It is endurance, secrecy, sacrifice. Outside the huts, summer light falls on trimmed lawns and blooming hedges, absurdly peaceful. A world away, sailors live because a machine thought faster than a human ever could. Years later, the war will be remembered for beaches, tanks, and ruins. But here, in a locked room filled with whirring drums, the future arrived quietly. Not with an explosion, not with a speech, but with a machine that learned how to say no to every wrong answer until only the truth remained.